through here. By the way, we've hit 19 of our 30 target. If you guys want to be gifted 5 free memberships that will be given out randomly to our super chatters, get them into us right now. Let's have a look at some of these comments that have come in here. This Spurs show up for big games narrative is such bollocks. Versus Arsenal, 1 win in 8. Versus Liverpool, 1 win in 14. Versus Chelsea, 1 win in 11. Versus United, 3 wins in 12. It's just City, really.
Look at the record.
I'm talking about this season. I'm not even talking about seasons in the past, because we know that in the past is different. I'm saying that this season, right? They have been more they have been more unpredictable when they've played against the bigger teams, the top 6 teams, rather than the teams that they're supposed to beat.
And do you know why I think that is? The reason this narrative is sort of starting around Spurs potentially showing up and being more unpredictable in the bigger games or throwing up a surprise shock is because when these teams like City, Pep Guardiola has his team playing in a way that he doesn't want to change from. He's very much similar in the same respect to Ange, probably not quite as much, but Pep is very much, you play my way, we play this way, and that's how we're going to win games. And when it actually goes wrong, he's not willing to change. City aren't trying to change things up at the moment. That's why they're still stuck in this rut, because he isn't willing to move away from his philosophy of football. No, and Ange is exactly the same. And if Pep goes behind in a game, his history's not that good.
But you've seen what's happened to Pep when he hasn't had the same level of squad. You have to have alternatives. Unless you have a squad that is, typically speaking, superior to nearly every other team in the world, you have to have alternative ways of playing during games. This here says the race starts. It's a race from the start, not when you see the finish line. Listen, I see everyone's perspective on that. I really, really do. For heaven's sake, the question is whether you are in the race, not whether you firmly believe you're going to win it. That's where I will agree. A Chelsea fan saying, I don't know if we're in the race yet, is not the same as someone's. So if a Chelsea fan saying we're in the race isn't the same as saying we're going to win the league. And I think that we had a show the other week where we kept on asking, do you think you're in the race, Chelsea? And everybody kept on answering it, I don't know if we'll win it. So I'm not asking if you're going to win the league. I'll ask you if you're in the race. Like, there is a distinction there. Zero depth at Arsenal, proven last night. Saka goes down and your open play XG goes from 0.03 to 0.0001. And he's one of your corner takers too, is what Matt says here.
So what's his point? Corner takers? What is that irrelevant?
No, he's saying you need better players in your squad. That's his point.
I agree with that. I just want to say, Terry, I'm going to have to go, but I'm not wishing for an injury on Konate. I just asked a simple question. These people are too sensitive. Get over yourselves.
Yeah, you didn't wish an injury on him. I didn't hear you say that at all. Cheers, bro. GA contributions to the overall team goals. Salah 71%, Saka 51%, Haaland 50%, Palmer 47%. Every team is pretty much reliant on their players. What I would ask you on this stat, though, and David, I'm going to hazard a guess that David's the most educated on here. Omar might be. I don't know his background, but David.
Cheers, mate. Don't worry about me or Dan.
I know for a fact, talking to you, Henry, you can only count to 20 if you're wearing sandals, bruv. So I know you're not the most educated on here, right? But that 70%, how many goals have been scored? Right. And the reason I ask that is because somebody could have 20% of a team's GA, but it'd be almost as much as another player's 50% because they might have scored and assisted more. So I'd love to know the total GA from all of those teams as well. I'm not saying you're wrong. I think you have to have that stat to back up the percentages, if that makes sense. You know,
but if Chelsea are the highest scoring team in the league and Cole Palmer's our second top scorer, then his is only at 47%. That suggests.
What does that say about Ange then? Because our top goal scorer is like in the 30s, which is Son, and we've only got one less goal than you.
Yeah, it means you're sharing. It means you're sharing the load. Yeah.
It's what. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, it means you're sharing the load, but you score, and you guys are scoring a lot, which is a good thing. Spurs' issue isn't scoring goals. Again, I'm not saying these stats are wrong and don't show positive things.
What Terry's saying is that like Salah is 71% of 31 goals. That is a lot more than 47% of 37 goals. So it's not exactly like a level playing field because the percentages are a bit different.
Yeah,
Terry's asking, could you like narrow it down and put them all into one number and say that overall as a contribution, if a goal is put down to 1, how much is that person contributing to said goal.
Yeah,
Because
just like
it's a different percentage.
So from what I'm getting from this,
if you notice, we got that answer from the most educated person on the panel there. See, he's just I didn't say it like that.
A chance, did we?
No, so basically, from what I'm reading here, basically, is this a percentage of what these players are contributing to their teams this season? Basically,
this is if you add up all the goals and assists that Liverpool have got in the league, 71% of them are attributed to Mo Salah as an example.
Okay, so basically, that's what it is.
But what's important to understand is how many goals and assists have they had. And the reason why I say that's important is you don't get an assist. So, for instance, KDB didn't get the assist for Guardiola's goal at the weekend because the cross was deflected. So if a cross gets deflected or a defender touches it first, they don't get the assist. But it's important to... so that's why it's important to know, because a team might have 30 goals, but only 15 assists, where another team might have 30 goals, but have 25 assists. But when you actually go back and watch it, it's like, oh, there was a slight nick from a defender there, but essentially the pass was still going in that direction. He would have scored. You sometimes need those numbers, need to look at them, but there's no doubt about it that certain teams need to...
Terry, in the top 19 GA in the table right now, Mohamed Salah is 1. There isn't another Liverpool player in it until after 19. Tottenham have got James Maddison and Son 7 and 8. Chelsea have got Cole Palmer 2, Nicholas Jackson 6. Arsenal have got Saka on 3. There's not another Arsenal player in it. So
is there a Man United? Is there a Man United player in it?
Bruno Fernandes 13th.
Oh, Bruno, good son. Go on, Bruno. I actually didn't think there would be, but cheers, mate. No, I hear you on that. What if Chelsea want Saliba? I warned my mate who supports Arsenal that they will repeat the 2006-2018 being a feeder club. Personally, I can't see that happening. Personally, although I'd be here for the carnage online. I'd be here for the carnage if that happened. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Because that era you're talking about, only the last 2 or 3 years of that was social media starting to pick up. Like in the social media era, we haven't seen that type of thing. It would be amazing.
Can you imagine if the Ashley Cole thing happened now?
Oh my God. Can you imagine I mean, I did have Twitter back then, but can you imagine the Van Persie thing happening now? Can you there's so many moments. Sol Campbell now. Oh my day. Yeah.
You talk about that one. What about the Figo one? When Figo left Barca to go to Madrid. God,
I don't think these things would happen now because of social media. Because back then, unless you bought a newspaper or you went into a pub full of whatever fans you'd upset, you didn't have to deal with it. Match days only when you played them. You didn't deal with it. Now it's kind of drummed into you. Sorry, already done that super chat here. And that one, Chelsea fans are cowards. You're in it, is what Basayo Jayasimi has said. Thank you for helping out a dyslexic man down here. Your degree is coming so handy, David. I'm telling you now. It's doing wonders right now. Spurs will not go and win both. They will be too tired. Yeah, I hope they give their all tonight, Liverpool. Sorry, Spurs. No, I don't. No, I hope they give their all tonight, lose, and then out of revenge go and beat Liverpool at the weekend. That'd be amazing. That'd be amazing for the title race. It really would be. It really, really would be. Listen, people, go and smash that like button.